Also, thank you for mannequing. Figure out what to do the other 5 hours of your stream. Well, stream's over. Everybody go home. All right. Room time. Oh, yeah. Room is short. I played through this twice, and my time logged in this game is 2.3 hours. Maybe we could do... Wouldn't it be funny if we did the room and the room 2 tonight? And then we could do the room 3 on Thursday. Oh, God, you're loud. Holy shit. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Oh, my God. Everything. Work. Better. Okay. Did I crash it? Come on. Okay, I have to restart. No! Okay, I can do this. I know I can do this. My system doesn't want to play anything else tonight. I was like, no! It was supposed to be Da Vinci! Alright, let me... Graphic settings, yes. Okay. We'll reset the game. Welcome to the tutorial. Click and drag the mouse to look around. Double click on the envelope on top of the safe to focus on. Whee! Slide the letter out of the envelope. Hey Manic, what's going on, buddy? Click to continue. Click the key. Small brass key with an animal motif. Rotate the lid to line up the keyhole. Boop. Simone and Ornstein are supposed to be... Yes. Yes. They are supposed to be a major roadblock. Logical choice to start the room. Don't want puzzles spoiled. See Austin. Fair enough, Worst Elephant. Thanks for coming out, buddy. It was great to see you. Pick up the eyepiece. A curious eyepiece. Okay. I just clicked past whatever that was. So as you can kind of tell, these games have very similar mechanics. Ah, there's no lens in this, right? I'm sorry, destroyed them both on first. Nice. What kind of build are you running, Manic? Feed me and I shall survive. Give me drink and I shall die. A riddle. The solution must be here somewhere. We find the answer somewhere on the safe. By the way, here's the story hook for this game. You came. I knew your curiosity would get the better of you. Please excuse the mess. My housekeeper abandoned me shortly after the rest of the world. The answers you seek are inside this box, along with something else. Something they said could never be built. It is the only one in existence and is the key to incomprehensible power. The safe was constructed to keep it from lesser minds. I have every faith in you solving its mysteries. You always were the smart one. With the enclosed key, I gift you one parting favor. Keep this eyepiece with you always. Without it, you are as blind as the rest. The stakes are higher than you could possibly imagine. No story breakdown, you can't. Yeah, but please continue. Alright, here we go. Alright. Feed me and I shall survive. Give me drink and I shall die. If you look at the feats of this box, they're labeled with elements. Obviously, air is not the answer. Obviously, fire is. Fire, wood feeds it, water puts it out. I guess I should give it a push. Click, clack. I have a peculiar old key. Something unusual about this key. I should take a closer look. Yep, it's one of these keys. Let's see. Okay, so that makes spirally loopy thing. Drag them all over the damn room. Smo made a massive mess out of the place. Use a bunch of assists, but yeah, I mean, just beating them at all is an accomplishment. Like they are one of the most challenging fights in the game. Also, here we go. Inventory object found. Ornately engraved metal plate. The end looks like it could be used as a wrench. So we want something star-ish either. Wow, you didn't summon anyone either. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so a different key goes there. We open the Oculus. Okay, these seem to rotate. There are no markings to show the correct position. I need to look elsewhere. Yes. It's a very different fight depending on who you take out first. World-renowned talisman established 1807. Bespoke safes for the gentry. Guaranteed thief and fireproof. Yeah, we'll see about that. Give me that. A lens, it looks like it would fit in the eyepiece. Accursed safes for the occultish gentleman. Alright, so anyway. It's almost it. Wait, I actually had that right. You. Turn. Oh, wait, we're supposed to align it with the center, aren't we? Yeah, we're supposed to align it with the center. I should have been able to tell from the drips. There we go. Oh, let's take it out for a closer look. All right, that was chapter 1. Pleasing progress. Do you really think you've proven yourself yet? Smack my head, they made a safe that's fire and thief proof, but not magic lens proof. Can't plan for everything. These 3 seals stand between me and the contents of this box. Well. Alright, so let's have us a look here. Alright, well there's an eye. So there's a keyhole, a gear, and an eye. There's an eye symbol on this side. There's some panelry going on there. Gear symbol back here. Would appear to be some buttons. Some marks here. And a letter combination. It's different. Oh, such a wonderfully clicky noise. Is that as far as it goes? Is that it? Oh, there we go. We found a miniature telescope. And I just deminiaturized it. Alright. You can also check the lens for marks. Marks here. There we go. Ancient leather-bound book. The cover seems very ornate. Yep. Yep. Is that right? Ah, there it is. There we go. Okay. February 11th, my research continues at a snail's pace. With these barbaric instruments, I can barely read anything at all, but there is something there. Between earth and fire, between water and air. I cannot see it, but I can see its presence. Like the shadow of the object without substance, yet betraying the shape and form of that which casts it. It is the final element, null. It brings meaning to the rest, just as all the numbers of the world are meaningless without 0. The circle are petty fools, blinded by their dark arts and their greed. Alchemy is not the pursuit of callow gold, it is the pursuit of abyss. A clock key. Obviously. This key has a square nubbin. Alright, so we've got these symbols here. So there's the squiggle with the cross on top. So let's go ahead and set that one. We saw this one right here is like a bathtub with a thermometer sticking out of it. I believe it's that guy. I think there was one up by the peak. Yes, there's one up by the peak. It's like a holy hand grenade missing its cross. Wait, sorry, which one was that for? Okay, top left. Right. And then we're just missing one more. Which may be inside here somewhere. Also, we didn't get all the way around the box with this lens, or we would have seen this! And also that. So it's the X with a nail through it. Okay, so we can put numbers together here. It's 2, 5, 7, 6. 2, 5, 7, 6. And we get a switch. And we flip it. And we have this thingy. Nice thing about the room game is they generally have a faint rainbow effect in real space for lens stuff. Yes, and is very helpful. The same page that we had in the book, interestingly enough. Alright, so this... Okay, you go here. Nothing to see until I've got this contraption working. Okay. Okay, I think we're missing a piece for this. Yes, we are. Alright, we can go back to here and finish this guy. There we are. Heavy cast iron key. Okay, so obviously this one might have a couple uses. We currently have 2 keys in our possession. We don't know the combination to that. Lock key go in here? No. Play the cog of a symbol, it doesn't seem to move. Circular indentation connects to something inside. Okay. Up here, star-shaped indentation. Seen that. All right. So we solved this side. We solved part of this side. I know we need 4 of this, but I don't remember where we get it. Does the twisty key go in the slot next to the telescope? Smells of burning. You know what we need there? That's not a slot unless I'm thinking of something else. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Unlatch this. Winding mechanism. Of course there is. We'll wind this thing up. Alright, so that's going now. But I need something else. Key, where's the key for? I remember the thing we need, but not how to get it. You? No, you don't do anything. Base of the round leg near the telescope? What's the base? Ah, it's the base. Thank you. Good call. There it is. Short piece of cotton. It smells of paraffin. That goes in here. Strike that. Load that up. This thing lights up. And now we can look through here. I get the feeling there's more of that than I saw. Would the eyepiece reveal anything? Trial. Trial. And then apparently just looking at that made this open. Ah. We have been fooled. There we go. Oh, we couldn't solve that one anyway because we need another plate. This one was missing. So T R I A, not trail, trial. All right, we're done with that. Put the fire away. It's fine. One of the seals open. 2 more and I'll be in. All right. You never, in one of these games, you never just look at the front of whatever it sticks at you. There's always more going on. Safe dial, but there's okay, so we can't interact with that yet. Whoa, hello. Alright, I don't... It's right shape, but the hole isn't tall enough. That's right. Can't do that yet. That needs to unlock. Lamps are still on that. Top? Oh, here's another letter. May 18th. McAllister returns with the rubbings from Egypt. The pattern continues. The Tibetans call the null element space. To the Hindus, it's ether. And now to the Babylonians, it's simply up, the other direction, the realm of Ishtar. Of yet more significance is the recurring presence of the hexagonal glyph. The same symbol repeated in cultures separated by countless centuries in the span of the globe. Who will tell me now that this is idle superstition at work? When my hands hold the first distilled sample, they will recognize me then. Presently, the skeptics have 1 more in their number. McAllister has quit my service. This is note 2 of 7. All right. I think what we need... Can I look up here? Here we go. All right, sweet. Whoa. Whoa. We just need the balls to look up. There we go. So Kruger mentioned the rainbow glow on things, telling us that we needed, and this is one of the things I love about the Room games, is it's just this panel sticking out, right? But when you look at it through the lens, it's actually like a 3D space. And then you get this all lined up, and something changes. So now we plug you in here and turn you like that. You lock in there. We pull you out, take another key. A small cabinet key. A very small cabinet key. Terribly small. Utterly diminutive. So I did notice, I didn't want to get too far out from this. I noticed somebody suggested we play the original Final Fantasy tonight, just for kicks. That is going to be a much more probable course of action in a couple weeks. I have something coming, a Christmas present to myself, that will be very relevant to that. All right. So obviously we're gonna need another key there. In here. All right. All right. We've opened the top of this. It's not the size of the key; it's how you use it. Jam it in there. Jiggle it around. June 21st. Take note of this date as the most significant in human history. I have done it. A human subject was required. The catalyst was my own being. Fatigued by my studies, I entered the chamber without disabling the mechanism. When I regained consciousness, I had succeeded. The null element is beyond curious, being neither quite energy nor matter. I've already made great strides in the study, specifically in how it refracts the light. Tonight, I open the wine. Celebrating the null. Alright, we have a white knight with an axe. Oh. What's doing it? There we go. Brass ring with markings around the edge. This guy's missing something. I'm gonna need something. I'm sure that'll be more relevant later. Alright. The ring goes, I believe, on here. Okay. Ah. Okay. And we have this. Oh. See that over there? Side of the box. 2 something. Hang on, is there more writing? Up here. Ah. 2 for upper, 5 for lower. There we go. A large, oddly shaped key. You so love their oddly shaped keys. Alright, so this kind of looks like a little cactar missing his right arm. Do you want to make something that looks like that? Oh god, no. Is that right? Yes. No. And then it very kindly gives you an impression of what it needs to look like. And I basically just kind of did it backwards, didn't I? That should do. I had totally forgotten they give you that impression. All those nice clicky bits in there. Circular plate with a star emblem. Right? Circular plate with a star emblem. Oh, I think you go here. Yes, you do. Alright, done with that box. Alright. Second seal is open, just one more to go. Now we have this lovely device. Alright, there's a mark on here that just, like, says, turn me. Yet I cannot. Ah. No, I need to get that running first. It's a rather complex box. Hard to tell what exactly, but something is missing here. Yeah, just a bit on the complex side. Ah, that's what this guy is for. So these dials turn the locks on this drawer. So the square one we need to turn this way a bit. Why is this the room and not the box? Because all of our adventures are happening in a very dark and spoopy room. See? There's the window. Isn't it nice? Nice and atmospheric. Alright, so I need a triangle knob and this knob. And that knob needs to go there. And the triangle one needs to be in the lower left. Did we see a triangle knob somewhere? Oh! Okay, so now this thing opened up. That's going to take an extremely funky key. Is that a rainbow panel? We can check. I don't see any new rainbow panels anywhere. Good thing I had that one spotlight in the attic for this exact occasion. Well, that's why we were sent the box, because we are always prepared. Alright, we need more gear pieces, I think. Can we do anything over here? Okay, so the triangle dial is probably... Yeah, it's probably... Hey! Get that right? I did get that right. No, I got that wrong. You fool, you idiot. Triangle knob, triangle knob, triangle knob hates particle knob. They have a fight, triangle wins, triangle knob. I got a rubber band. And a large cog. Alright, the cog cannot go there. It can go there. I can do this and engage that gear, which opens this and gets me a small screwdriver, which I think is just... My grandfather had a screwdriver like this. Puzzle text are cognitive. I did, please. Turns out last Thursday, we were on the penultimate room of Da Vinci, and I had no idea. We had like 1.5 rooms to go, so I finished in the first 30 minutes. So, Tattoo Police, dude, thank you so much for the raid. That is so kind of you. How you doing tonight, buddy? Yeah, I crushed it. So now we're playing the room, because it's just... It's so thematically consistent with what we were doing before. And I wouldn't want to throw people for a loop by doing something terribly different, certainly. I proposed a bunch of options. I talked about doing more Cube Escape games or more Submachine. But yeah. There we go. Alright, we got the folding key. That's what we needed. House of Da Vinci wrote us the ultimate gift of poetry slam. A rhyming history of the Crusades, yeah, it was fantastic. He's gonna do COD Cold War, but Mac talked him out of it. We became Da Vinci's apprentice, he locked us up in a room with boxes. Basically, yeah. It's our just reward. Alright. We need one that kinda looks like an airplane. Oh, I get it. 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 We want this guy over here, and we want this guy over here, and that should do it, right? Oh, I did it backwards. Womp womp. It goes this way. There we go. That is handy, isn't it, Ursa? I had totally forgotten this game does that. It's a really nice, got a medium-sized clock. Really nice consideration for the player. Then we can put this one here. Feels like I can take this off again if I need to, which obviously I will. Alright, we'll engage that one. Which makes this open up and gets us another cog. So then we can go back and take this guy off and put these guys over here. We need this big guy is what we actually need. Rubber band, of course. Of course. Nope. Do it. You have to be right on the nubbin here. There it is. Okay. There we go. I don't know why we just didn't turn her by hand, honestly. Okay, so that's that. We can push this to engage. And start this thingy-do going. Which gives us a long, narrow steel tube. This boyo. That we can open. That gets us a small key. And an old photograph. Revelation 6:5. I think that might be a picture of this building. Judging by the window. Yep, that's this building. Alright, so this key has a very fine point on it. Where can that go? Maybe in here? Maybe it just wants you to rev your engine to 605. I think... Yeah, here we go. Alright. Proper alignment is key. There we go. Shwoom. Box mirror rubbing in, they know where we live, yeah. Alright, we got our small silver shield. Which, probably goes on this guy, right? Oh, come on. There we go. Which gets us an oval gemstone. Which slots in here. Allows us to turn this. Here we go. 605. That's what we need. Click, clack. Chapter complete. Pleasing progress. But do you really think you've proven yourself yet? Game is just gonna keep tearing us down at every chapter. Hey, what do you suppose is inside this box? A yet smaller box. Alright, so now we have a table. Such as it is. I should focus on the size of this box for now. So the room... Don't forget, the room came before House of Da Vinci. Room did a lot of things right. One of them was giving the player... like, really useful, but really minor hints at regular intervals like that. Like, when you start out with a puzzle like this, it's nice to hear, okay, just start with the sides. I feel like it also uses its magic lens gimmick much more frequently and much more effectively than House of Da Vinci does. Don't get me wrong. I've really enjoyed the House of Da Vinci games, slam poetry notwithstanding. But the room games are something special. They're, to me, the platonic ideal of this style of game. And there was, in fact, a smaller box inside of this box. July 15th, my research into the null element continues at pace. Given the nature of its origin, I'm increasingly convinced it is somehow tied to my very soul. Its properties are becoming clear. It derives a colossal energy from somewhere. I have fashioned a device through which to channel and focus it, but I am fearful of further experimentation. I lack the understanding to control it. A box with some kind of puzzle on top. Oh my god in heaven, this is basically... This is basically the puzzle we had to do in House of Da Vinci. But somewhat more clever. Okay, there must be something else I can do here. Must have missed that. Yes, there it is. Okay, so I want to get on this guy. Oh, and I think that might... Yes, that's my ticket. There we go. There we are. Give me that sweet, sweet key. An ordinary key. Perfectly normal. Nothing strange about it. Nothing strange at all. Okay. Okay. Alright, what are you? Fortunately, they don't make that one too onerous. Alright. Got a small square peg. It's framed for a piece of paper with a viewing lens. We have no paper, thus we can view nothing. This looks shiny. Square hole for this, for that. Right? The photograph is just what we picked up last time. I honestly don't know why we still have it. Alright, there's a word. We don't have the word yet. Let's see. What else can we fiddle with? Okay, that doesn't turn. Paper holder thing looks the right size. How right you are! How right you are, Ursa. Oops. Hang on. Doesn't seem to do anything for us, but perhaps if we do this... Sigil. Before you ask, yes, the magic lens can do basically whatever the hell it wants. It is extremely magic. That was rather overly dramatic. Let them have their fun. A bright blue crystal emanating a strange light. July 29th, a new discovery is shaking me in my core. To investigate the refractive properties of the null element, I fashioned lenses from it. To wear one is troubling and exhausting in equal measure, and I'm shown visions that are beyond my comprehension. The visions turn darker the deeper into the earth I go. I've relocated my study to the North Tower. I can no longer visit the wine cellar. Also some kind of mechanical diagram here. So now we have a refractive crystal on a hexagonal setting. That's round. Ah, here we go. Here's something. All right, you go in there. Think about what you've done. Focus that into a tight beam. To open a drawer. A tiny weighted flywheel. Which game is in the lead for the Chill Night vote? I can't tell you. I shall not tell you. The votes are secret until I announce the winner. The back of this cross. We're not doing anything on top of the table yet, are we? I don't think so. Yeah, okay, we're still on those sides. Weighted plywood. Ah, it goes right here. And it sure do fly. Alright. Some sort of device for reflecting light. And a hexagonal piece of map. Drawers within drawers within boxes within drawers. Look you in there. Hello. Interesting that there's actually a timed puzzle in this. Star-shaped piece of map, Tibet, I think. That's not Tibet. Wait, can I... No. I have the wrong pieces for this thus far. Okay, so there's 6. Has to be 6. I think I may also be able to rotate this thing, right? Oh, there's probably a second lens that I can fit onto here. Can you put the reflector the other way around? No, I think I need a second piece to make it shine in this way. It looks like it only goes in one way. All right. These are definitely for this, which means I've missed something. Star-shaped indentation. Oh, wait. Maybe you can do the other one of these. I guess there's 2 of these time challenges. Look at that puzzle again where you press 6 buttons. Yes, let me just... Alright. Brass key with... Okay, I know where that goes. Alright, here we go. Did you notice that the buttons kind of stay lit up after you press them? I think that may just be a rendering thing. Like, now they're all like that. Okay, so this is what we want. So helpful. Okay, so we have to double up. Love those intensely Indiana Jones sound effects they got going on. I don't think it's actually... Is it that complicated? No, it's not that complicated. You just pull out the 3 tines it actually needs. There we go. Whoa, hello. And there's the other refractor. So plug you into nya. And open this. Okay, so we have... So you actually do want to do this with this. Oh, you can move the top one. There we go. Refractory puzzle. Boom, 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 boom. Isn't that cool? Isn't that really, really cool? Hey, it's Ursa! Oddly shaped piece of the map, part of South America. I also really love the aesthetics of the room. Like this game has such a cool sense of style, and the later games do it as well, but it takes them in different places. All right. So now we can rotate this. That gets us a brass winding handle with a square pin. And I believe I saw something for that. Here we go. Or Sargento, which means golden bear. Very own golden bear. Ah. Okay. Definitely needs to be aligned. Not quite. That's probably... Yeah, there it is. An intricate wooden box. How intricate we talking here? Click. Now we have a star-shaped box for a star-shaped hole. For a telescope that shows us. So first, okay. So we make okay. So we do the diagonal and then cross it. Should be easy enough. Beep, 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 beep. That gets us the last piece of the map and another node. August 9th, the circle we're right all along. How can I have been so blind? I've discovered a passage in their Scriptus Nocti and an incantation lacking the energy source to drive it. Well, I have such a source. This night I summon Astaroth, whom the Babylonians called Ishtar, prince of accusers and inquisitors, and he who can discover all secrets. Once correctly bound, all knowledge of the null element can be mine. I can barely contain myself. There is so much to prepare. Smart man. Smart man, summoning a literal demon to give him all the answers to his mystery element. Very clever. But the wine, though. Pull that. And now, my friends. Now that we've pulled out the leaves of our table, we can have a real dinner party. Yes, I think I proved myself already. God, game. Such a dick about this. Alright. Well, we got a thingy here. Yet another brass winding handle. Honestly, we should have just kept the one we had before. August 15th. Something is wrong. I followed the incantation to the very letter. Astaroth did not appear. There are no answers to be had. More questions. The visions have increased. They gathered in me, and I cannot stay in one place for long. I try to monitor them, but the lens hurts my eyes. I have mixed a solution for the pain. For those that follow and find this journal, I lack the power to describe this. There is no concept within the human sphere with which to explain it. The house is so much larger now. There are rooms everywhere. I love those little bits of storytelling in this game. Alright, this one's inoperable. Let's see. I think we want to start... We start here? Small socket. There we go. Yep, it's House of Lee's now. Stairs! There are stairs here. Ah, okay. Let's try to lock it in place. Alright. Push button, engage gears. Make things happen. Alright, we stopped on a sword. Well, what could this mean? I mean, it is very House of Leaves, because when you peer through these things with your lens, the rooms are bigger on the inside. Oh, did I get that wrong? No, that can't be right, because then it doesn't align. I think I just had it... There we go. Game's pretty generous about those alignments. And now we get a sword. Sup, M? How's it going? Yeah, we finished House of Da Vinci too fast, and we figured this would be thematically consistent. Every time I see these little grip lines on something in this game, I'm like, oh, it must turn. But no, it mustn't. Alright, so I have a sword now. Does the sword go in the middle here? It might. Well, there you are. Alright. Oh, hello. What'd that do? Just go ahead and stab that table, it knows what it did. Okay, so we have some lines on here. So this is properly aligned. For what that's worth. Let's see. Puzzle games like this interest you, almost never think about buying them. This one has been out long enough that's pretty cheap, honestly. Flip these over. I can't tell if it's actually supposed to be like that, or if it's just the lens. Problem is lack of replayability. I would agree with you, except this is the third time playing this game. So, actually quite replayable for me, as it turns out. Large circular indentation. Alright, we're gonna have to plug something into that. I think... Wait, can I do something with you? No, that doesn't do anything anymore. You think lens on the keypad was right? think you move the ore to a different position. If we can, I haven't found the control for it. There are markings on the ore. But I don't know how to move it. This part of the game I do not remember. I don't suppose this does it. Oh no, I can't move this anymore. I guess it's gotta be these buttons. That did something. That's making something happen, but I'm not sure what. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be looking at. It's fun. They're nice clicky buttons. Okay, there must be a clue to that somewhere. There has to be a clue somewhere on the table regarding what it... Okay, yeah. There you go. Yep. There we go. Alright. Now, what does this turn to? The eyeball. Ooh. Whee! Look at it go. Alright, this panel is glowy again. Alright, so we have... Interesting. We have a new sequence for the keypad. Basically a Y. Alright. That has aligned them. Now we align ourselves. And we get a large golden amulet. And we've seen this before. Over here. We'll slap that in there. That will realign. And apparently we're done with the ore. I'm not sure what the arrows on the ore were supposed to signify then. Oh, now they're relevant. Okay. I think that's how it was originally oriented, perhaps. So that's cool. Starting to save on Condemned. Never finished it before. Only got chapter 3 or 4. Got the last half of the game. Played during a power outage most of the time. Oh, I bet, dude. What is this? It seems like it's supposed to be this. Oh, it's the keypad pattern. That makes sense. I think it's this? Yeah, it is. Try playing Evil Within 2 demo. It was like 1 a.m. and you're tired. Alright, this is the thing. We saw a drawing of this in the note. And I think we know what that is. The energy source harnessing the null element. We know what that is. So there it is, the null element. Sad Contempt 2 never got a PC release? Yeah, that is a shame. You never liked 1 too that much, but 2 is so good. I liked 1. I thought 1 was really well done. Condemned 1 is the only game I've ever thought managed to make. I thought it was the only. Oh. Well, here we are. Oh, you meant Evil Within 1 and 2? Okay. Oh, the bottom doesn't move. Okay. This is a room. This is Stonehenge. Awful game. 0 out of 10. And plonk. Pleasing progress. Do you really think you proved yourself yet? More like Silent Hill, the room. You finished Control last week. Great game. Where on Earth am I? Probably not Earth. Y'all care about Condemned 2 spoilers? I imagine there's some people around here, myself included, that may end up playing it at some point. Queer sense of movement. Not quite turning, not quite falling. I felt myself cross the threshold and the visions abated. Perhaps they only serve to drive me to this place. The rat back closes behind me, but a way forward opens ahead. Something is drawing me on. In case you're with me, I'll try to guide you along the path. I pray you never came. I pray you're just another of my dreams. Alright, we'll have to remember this as well. Notepad with a sketch of the null element. Right, music there. Let's see. E slat there. Buttons. No, not this. Not yet. Symbols here. I think we start here. Okay, we need gears for that. Should be looking at with this. Here we go. Invisible handprint. Reveals the thingy. Here it is. Alright, we got one of the gears we need. Any other smudgy business? Seems so. Okay, so I think we can start... I think it's enough to start with... Where was it? Here it is. I think it's enough to start with this one. Right? Okay, you have to... I guess you pass each one once. And I guess you do it again. You may. There it is. Okay. Flip that. Metal orb. Something strange about it. This thing. There we go. Push button. Open orb. All that for a gear. There's something strange about this orb, unlike all the other things we've seen, which are perfectly normal. Alright. And that's going to be relevant again later. And we'll take this. Oh, and also this slid over here and gave us some clues. Stick this in here, push that. This gets out of the way. Giving us a mechanical drawer. Some old faded tarot cards. And another strangely shaped key. Ah, but it has that symbol on it that we need. Goes right here. Poor Tony the Tiger never saw Serial Killer X coming. We've awakened to the place. I can move this, but I have not yet discovered the relevance of moving this. I guess we'll put it back to the new position. At some point, we'll figure out why that's doing that. Limited edition English drum table. Oh, hey. Ah, and we need this. Because this thing slid into place to show us which ones go where. So it's squiggle triangle, loop with a cross, and fancy dot S. Yep. Which opens this and gets this coin. Talisman Curios. Roller Organ Token. So this is a token. I don't think we've seen a token slot yet. Has Magic Extra Dimensional Table of a Maker's Plate on it? Because apparently somebody made this thing and then carted it all the way out here to serve at our puzzling pleasure. Who can say, really? That's a keyhole, not a token hole. Two small holes suggesting something is missing, right? I have a token, but no slot to stick it in. Why are you doing this to me? I think things fit in that inset. Oh, this is why. This is why this is. So then we'll move that, and then we'll go back. That was that thing going by. All right, now we have the pieces we need. All right, the metal plate goes here. Turns, opens this. And there's the organ. The note had X's on here and here. Stick the coin in. Push the button. Ah! I totally forgot there was a puzzle like this in this game. Fortunately, they make it super easy. Alright, we got 2 metal handles out of that. Goodbye, keyboard. Let our paths never cross again. Now play Chopin's Scrub. Alright, I'm pretty sure this key goes in here. Right, okay. I do not yet know the relevance of that. However, I do have these handles with hexagonal tips that go in something. Wait, wait, wait. Ah! Ah. So this one is the stretchy one, and this one is the note monster. That's the stretchy one. This one is the note monster. There we go. Maybe. Okay, I probably need to turn this key again somewhere. Go on the side of the as of yet unused pillar on the table. I don't think so. 2 buttons. Okay, we're trying to make the code using this. So we want everything to line up with this guy. I don't think it's doing. Okay, I think that's right. 573. There we go. All right. 573 for this code. Went to college for machine programming. These games make me want to make something like this. Wouldn't that be fun? If I had any mechanical skill whatsoever, I'd probably just, these go in here. All right, you will see. Plug in the handles here. Rotate the cube. Gleam the cube. For what purpose? I don't know. Oh, okay. We just need to get. Okay. We're gonna maneuver him into position here. Okay, so that one's already done. Okay, that one will go there. Okay, find me another unfinished one. Okay, there's an unfinished one. Not like that. Maybe just like that? Yeah, there we go. All right, and then just need the bottom one, which I think we'll just go like, yeah, there we go. Perfect. It's on it. It solved itself. Red gem and a metal plate. Make one unique one, then leave it at a thrift shop. That'd be really cool. That'd be really fun to do. All right. Let's see. So we can go ahead and slot this one in. This lens here. Ooh. Creepy. Okay, so we need to... We get them out through the bottom. Puzzles are solving themselves. They become sentient. Yeah, it's sliding block. But it's not that bad, at least. Condemn gives you serious Manhunt 1 vibes, not as edgy, but the soundtrack, 4 takeout moves, enemy dialogue, level design gives you the same. This is disgusting vibes. Alright, so let's get some of this stuff out of the way. Yeah, this one's pretty easy because it's easy to just get stuff out of your way. That got us the gems. Shove them in here. where they go. God. Okay, not like that apparently. There's something that tells me how the gems are supposed to go. Okay, that's fair. Lens doesn't seem to help. Brute forcing the last 3 gems is so easy, you don't bother looking for a solution. Big one doesn't seem to do anything either. Alright, whatever. Yellow, green, blue, yellow, blue, green, green, blue, yellow, green, yellow, blue, blue, green, yellow, blue, yellow. Is that what this is for? Ah, that's what this is doing. Okay. We need to make an actual pearl with it. Okay, that looks like it's right. That doesn't look right. So maybe it was just this. Possibly. And just didn't trigger until you looked through it? No, that's not it either. I think yellow is actually wrong. I think they're all in the wrong places. Okay, I think green is right. I think green is right. That was it. Behold, the final ball puzzle. Okay. That part's pretty simple, at least. Boom. In we go. There it is. Swing. Here, I have another one. Hunger is insatiable. I think I want to go over here. I think. No, that was wrong. Or yes. There it is. These puzzles never wear out their welcomes. And I appreciate that about this game. Oh god, this one we have to rotate. To get it right. It needs to be here. No. We had it aligned. Come on. Boom. Ah, my thing broke. Ah, it's a man in a hat. Complete. You made it through unflustered, I hope, as there will surely be sterner tests to come. You've taken the first step on a longer journey. I see no benefit in hiding the truth of your predicament. There is no way back, not for any of us. For now, you is trapped design. Press forward with heart, my friend. There are many more rooms ahead. So that, my friends, if you never played it, is The Room 1. The first one. Man, I remember playing this ages ago and just absolutely loving it. Because this was my first experience with this genre of puzzle. And just all the tactile clicky bits and like all the unfurling machinery and stuff was just so much fun to fool around with. Yeah, I like these games a lot. Here's was Tetris. I played this first room enough times the puzzles started to feel like normal toys. This was my first. No, this is my third playthrough of The Room. Everything Room 2 now. Hang on, how long is The Room 2? The Room 2. Room 2 is longer. Room 2 is close to 3 hours, so I think it would be its own stream if we wanted to do that sometime. Room 3 is almost 6 hours long. So yeah, they unlike House of Da Vinci, both of them were roughly 6 hours. Whereas the Room games got longer and longer as they went. We move on to Silent Hill 4, The Room. Play through Tommy Wiseau's The Room. You're tearing me apart, chat. Sorry, I think I emoted too much there. Let's see. Place that. I think what I'll actually do. I think what I would like to do. Okay, I got an idea. I know what we should do. First things first, we need to decide what we're going to do on Thursday. Because I haven't scheduled Thursday yet. And I don't think... Hang on a sec. Let me check. Take a look at the channel points. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, more people need to vote for our next Chill Night game because it's quite split at the moment. If you haven't voted for our next Chill Night game, you really, really need to. It's like the last vote. You're probably going to decide it. If we can decide it on Thursday. Is there a list for the currently nominated FPSs? Yes, but I haven't updated it with the ones that people have nominated tonight. So I'll give you this list. This is what was nominated last night. And then since then, tonight, I can go ahead and tell you, actually, since I have the list open right here. Tonight, we've also gotten nominations for Hexen, Realms of the Haunting, Clive Barker's Undying, Metro 2033 Redux, and Blood Fresh Supply. And now another one for Hexen. Okay, Hexen's the clear leader at this point. I think he's gotten 3 nominations thus far. So. Here's voting Hexen is very sadistic. People seem very split on Hexen. Some people really seem to swear by it, and other ones are like, oh my god, I can't believe anyone's even considering playing that. Then again, I imagine you can find folks like that for shit like Daikatana, so. Metroid Prime technically possible? No. Unfortunately, no. I wish it was. If I had the capacity to play Metroid Prime right now, I would probably just do it. But I don't have anything that will play it. Things are happening that may change that in the future, but I don't know what kind of time frame that's on, so. I am slowly, gradually working on accumulating more and better retro consoles and games. So we'll have more options in the future for these. Hexen's great. There are like always intellectuals in school. Bubsy 3 is an FPS. No, it literally isn't. The third-person platformer. You didn't even shoot stuff in it. Minecraft is an FPS if you carry a bow all the time. True. You could nominate it if you want. I don't know that anyone on this channel would actually want to watch me play Minecraft, but I could. We'd probably have to do a multiplayer thing if we did that. Bubsy 3D, a total conversion for Portal 2. Please note that the guy who said Hexen is male also said Bubsy 3D is an FPS. Duly noted. Okay, serious chat. What should we do? What should we do on Thursday? I've got a couple ideas. Obviously, at this point, we could play The Room 2. But I don't know if you guys are tired of puzzling your way out of rooms, especially since we're doing Grim Fandango on Mondays and Wednesdays right now. We could do a one-off chill night thing. Resident Evil is not chill. We're not, can we not start the new chill game on Thursday? Well, right now we can't because, frankly, the front runners are tied. So I can't even call the vote right now if I wanted to. Unless you just want me to arbitrarily pick one. Honestly, so here's the thing. Unless we pick the Amber Throne, I don't have Final Fantasy IX or Persona 4 on Steam yet. Ideally, it would be better to wait until the winter sale starts so I could get it discounted, if you guys can live that long. Which, I mean, when is that? I think it's going to start probably the 22nd. Unless it starts next week. Let me check. This shit always leaks. 2020. When is it? Yeah, 22nd. So if you guys, what's Amber Throne? I'll link it to you. Amber Throne I do have. There you go. I don't actually know that much about it. It's an indie RPG. It's an indie RPG with fantastic art, honestly, but I don't know much more about it, and I think it's probably pretty simple compared to the other options we have. Just play Final Fantasy 3 times. That's 9, right? You can check your votability. I can check it. Let's see. Ursa voted. Okay, Ursa, you just voted, so god damn it. Go back, just put the goose on the screen. It'll be fine. What's a short RPG till then? All right, well, let me see here. Let me see. Love some Final Fantasy 9. I feel like Audish would enjoy Persona 4 Golden right now. More right now. Okay, I'm gonna level with you guys just so you know the situation. It's a 3-way tie at the moment. somehow y'all got this back into a 3-way tie. So Off is a good, I know, right? Off is a good, somewhat short RPG. So looking at this, just chill nights. If the Steam sale starts on the 22nd, I can pick up Final Fantasy 9 or Persona 4 Golden because I'm pretty sure one of those is going to win. And we can start it then. That means we have 3 nights. Thursday and then next week to do chill stuff. Why don't we just vote in what order they go in then? I can't do that. I can't do that again. I mentioned this before. Back in the summer, we ran a vote between King of Dragon Pass and Killer 7 and Outer Wilds. And y'all managed a 3-way tie on that. And out of the goodness of my heart, I said, okay, we'll do all 3. And that plus doing Horizon Zero Dawn in the middle meant there was basically nothing to vote on. There were no games to vote on until like late October. I think it was late October. If I did this, if I promised to do Final Fantasy 9 and Persona 4 Golden and Amber Throne back to back, we would never pick another Chill Night game until probably this time next year. Take a break between them, obviously. I mean, yeah, but still, we wouldn't be able to choose. And that's the situation I don't want to get into. Like, one big reason why I switched over to this new nomination system, the nomination voting system, is that so whatever game we pick will be more relevant for the people that are actually coming out to the streams at that time. If we did this, if I was like, okay, fine, we'll do all 3. Like, at least one of these games we wouldn't be getting to for like 6 months. And at that point, it may not even be that relevant to the channel anymore. Like, the folks coming around and wanting to see stuff might not even be the same folks that wanted that game in the first place. So I don't want to lock myself into like super long-term plans like that anymore. Perhaps you could just do Baba's You puzzle game in the in-between days. I mean, yes, Amber Throne is now leading. Technically tie broken. I wasn't planning on calling the vote yet, but if I call it on Thursday, I could call it on Thursday. Well, there you go. If you guys voted twice, I'm deleting them. Let me look at this. Jesus Christ, you fuckers are the worst. The absolute worst. Yes, that's it. No, you've got it. You literally play all three at the same time. Yeah, we'll do like the Mega Man X challenge. We play through Mega Man X1, X2, and X3 simultaneously with the same pad. 9 is actually your favorite Final Fantasy? So it's a really interesting choice this time. Because I've played a lot of the Final Fantasies. I played all of them except 5, the MMOs, and 15. Right? Right. 9 was actually one of my less favorite ones. I only played through it once. I never finished it. But it's one of the ones that I want to give another try to. Because I played it back in high school. I'm obviously a very different person than I was the last time I played it. So there's that. Persona is a series I've never gotten into, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I've worked with the voice actors on it, and they've told me all kinds of amazing things about it. So that's a series that I want to play at some point. And then the Amber Throne is something I know nothing about, and I'm always down to try wild new indie games. So any one of these games, I'm perfectly happy putting our chill nights towards. It's just I was not expecting such an even split amongst them. Just capture one. 4 and 14 are your favorite Final Fantasies right now. It's not even close. There's an idea to crack out some extra itch games on the nights until the sale if you still need to burn that list out. That's also a point. Although I think we're going to be okay. Well, this does mean we could do a whole night of Beacon. And possibly a whole night of Hack. There's something interesting going on in Hack, but I've never gotten far enough into it to figure out what it is. Persona 4 a good jumping in point, like legit question for chat. Yeah, folks have told me it's actually one of the better places to jump into the series. Because apparently the Persona games are kind of like the Final Fantasy games, where there's some like tenuous connections between them, but each one is kind of its own thing. It's very different from 7, 8, and 10, which are all around it. I understand why it jarred a lot of people. The weird thing about Final Fantasy 9 is, like, my favorite Final Fantasy is 6. It's always been 6. It's always going to be 6. I know that. Just because, like, I like every single thing about 6. I like that it has this big ensemble cast. I like that every single one of them gets something meaningful to do. Every single one of them has some kind of character development and arc. I like the story beats. I love that the world ends halfway through the game. I love the battle system. I love the combat. I love the art style. Like it's the only Baroque video game I can think of, and I absolutely adore that. So yeah, it's always gonna be my favorite. I don't think there will ever be a Final Fantasy that can top it for me. So the weird thing about that is I know Final Fantasy IX was actually designed to appeal to people like me, who were still stuck on the old 2D Final Fantasies as their favorites, and it just didn't work for me. It didn't really, I feel like it tried, but it didn't really capture the things about those old games that I really like. But I also wonder if it was just my perspective playing it at the time, because I was coming off of Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII, and I was recognizing that Final Fantasy was becoming a very different thing than I had appreciated when I was younger. More interested in a game you never heard of? Why you went Amber Throne? It makes sense. In order to understand the rich, deep lore of Persona, you have to play them in order, starting with 1. I was gonna say one shot for a future recommendation. I already reviewed it. Did you put that one on YouTube? I didn't stream it. I did one shot before I was streaming. That's a really cool game. It's been a long time since I played it too. I haven't played any of the Shin Megami Tensei games. I always thought 6 was a very average Final Fantasy game, and while I don't dislike it, I never really thought of it as highly as everyone else seems to. I mean, they all hit different, is the thing. You know, it's because a lot of the themes and character development in Final Fantasy VI like really appeal to me. The world really appeals. There's just a lot of like detail things that appeal to me specifically. You know, it's like I can totally understand the people that liked, you know, 7's their favorite because it's this weird sort of like post steampunk world with some really colorful characters and like really interesting backstory for a lot of the lore stuff and big floating city. Those are always cool. Final Fantasy IX is a real breath of fresh air after 7 and 8. Protagonist isn't Moby Dick. Interested in the world ending? Final Fantasy V has a treat for you. Nice. Played 6 after 3, 7, and 8, so maybe that says it could. Because, yeah, like, see, I played them in order. I have in my cabinet here. I have. I mean, it's not like we're doing anything else tonight, so I might as well pop. Where are you? Okay, so there's the original. There's the classic. If we ever do Final Fantasy 1, this is the version that I'm doing. I'm not playing that stupid like Dawn of Souls version. That one sucks. I'm not playing the phone version. That one sucks. Yeah, here are the other ones. I would consider playing the 3D remake of 4 just cuz I've always been curious about how it would look. I don't expect I would like it more than this. But this, love this game. You had 4 in the GBA. Did they change it all for the GBA? No, they did, didn't they? Okay, there's like this version, and then the one on the GBA was the one on the GBA like this, like 2D, but had the augment system, and then they did the 3D one with the augment system. Is that how it went? I can't keep track of these things. Probably a big part of 6 appeal is it came out at a time when RPGs didn't really do anything of that stuff. Yes, exactly. This is like straight up D&D on a cartridge. This is D&D by way of like Japanese programmers, right? And then they kind of massaged that whole concept through 2 and 3, and by the time they got to 4, they had a much better idea of what they wanted to do with their fantasy world, but it was still a fantasy world, and you played as specific character classes and stuff, but they were getting more of the, well, it's always had the sci-fi touch since the very first one. But yeah, then 5, I wish I knew more about 5 so I could comment more on it, but by like 6 was when they were really starting to like build their own worlds. The whole like steampunk, like magical industrial revolution thing going on. And like magic is a resource to be exploited and that whole thing. Like that was all really cool. Yeah, if you played 7 and 8 before these, that's when they really went off into crazy town with the Final Fantasy series. So going back to 6 and earlier, it's going to seem a lot more rote. I'm sure I'm not the first to say this. Perhaps they're as final as they say. 7 is your first. You'd never heard of the series before then? Sorry, I have to catch up on chat. I spent so much time rambling. 4 is probably your second. My second favorite is 10. Mine, for me, it's 6 and 10 and 4, and then everything else. Okay, the DS version was a 3D one. SNES Classic Retro Console only has Final Fantasy. It really is amazing how much of D&D Final Fantasy 1. Oh yeah. If we ever, hang on. Well, not if, when. I think it's a when thing. When we play Final Fantasy 1, I can really pick it apart for you. We can go through this, and I can explain all the stuff to you. Like where they got all this shit. I love this thing. I love just looking through this book. It's so it's got so much detail and stuff. And it's even funnier because obviously the strategy guide isn't going to explain it because it was in its own way a marketing tool, but there's so much broken shit in this game. There's so much shit in this game that just straight up doesn't work, and it doesn't matter because it's like the game balance in it is, if you're diligent about looking for stuff and keeping up with magic, if you have a decently balanced party, like the game balance is kind of in the player's favor. Like by the end of the game, you're just kind of sleepwalking past everything. And part of that is that a few of the things are broken in the player's favor. A lot of the things that are broken don't really matter that much. D&D is the Lord of the Rings of gaming. You also had Final Fantasy 1, 2, and GBA. You got to like Bahamut on 1 and some other bosses I couldn't beat and quit. Yeah, that's because Bahamut's not in the original one. It was one of the stupid side bosses they added to the GBA version. That's what pissed me off about the GBA version. Like, they put in these side dungeons with bosses from the other Final Fantasies, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's a neat little optional thing. Go, like, beat on some super bosses with your characters from Final Fantasy 1, right? And then I got to the end of the game, and it turned out that they had rebalanced the final boss to where it seemed like you actually had to be able to do the super bosses to beat the game, and that just made me intensely angry. Because it's such a betrayal of the original game, where by the time you get to the final boss, if you've been searching out all the dungeons and gathering up all the magic and developing your characters, like, you just walk over his face, and it's great. You like 6, you like 5. 5 has a sweet-ass job system. I have heard about the job system. It does sound really appealing. 5 is more about the characters and mechanics in the world. That appeals to me. Cain and Cecil is the best romance in gaming. I'm not going to argue that. It's 14. That's the only one you played. I've heard 14 is really good. I've also... Now that's interesting, Ursa, because I've also heard 14 is very much designed to appeal to the nostalgia of like, longtime Final Fantasy fans. So I wonder how you would feel if you went to the Final Fantasies that actually inspired the stuff in 14. 9, 6, 10, 5, 7, 4, 3, 1, 2. Literally everything else in the universe 8. Yeah, I don't think 8's that bad either. 8's the other one I really want to do a run back of. 8, so 9 I played in college. And I got to the end of it, and I had, other than Chocobo Hot and Cold, I hadn't really connected with the game that deeply. I wasn't like super invested in it. So by the time I got to the end game dungeon, I was just like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. 8 I didn't like. 8 I didn't like the characters. I thought the world was weird. I thought the battle system was weird. I didn't like anything about it, but it was so bizarre that I had to see it through, and I beat it, and then after I beat it, on reflection, I started to like it more and more. So honestly, right now, I don't know where I stand with Final Fantasy VIII. So that one I really want to play sometime and see how I actually feel about it now. Thought 8 story was weak, but his gameplay and music was amazing. 13 is the garbage fire. 13 was just boring. 13, like, of any Final Fantasy game I've played, 13 is the one whose story I would describe as an absolute mess. Like, it's so badly put together. And all the focus on her is on the worst parts of it and not on the things it needs to be on. Old Cloud is the most punchable. New Cloud is written way better. In the numbers that inspired 14, and I'll check them out. Someone else would have to do that because I don't play 14 myself. You've been here for a while just chatting. Anyone looking for the rooms fitting to be... Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I don't normally look at the viewer numbers, but they've been pretty consistent since we finished playing, so I'm not too worried about that. It's chill night. I don't have to do shit. I can do whatever I want. Okay, look. I tell you what. I will change this to just chatting, so I don't fool anybody. Because that's what we're doing. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So I've played all of the Far Cries up through Primal. 5 and New Dawn are the only ones I haven't played. And I've beaten... Which ones have I beaten? I've beaten 2 and 3 and Blood Dragon. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Blood Dragon I really like. Blood Dragon was like exactly as long as it needed to be. Total Conversion comedy standalone is pretty short. Yeah. Hot take: Final Fantasy X was a great way to end the series. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I as much as I like 10, there was stuff that they did wrong in 10 that I wanted them to go back and fix in later games, and they didn't. But I wanted them to. Instead, they went off in other weird. Instead, they went off in even weirder directions. Hang on, what's this? You stop with the series after 10 because Final Fantasy X-2 is so conceptually offensive. Couldn't bring yourself to play. Final Fantasy X-2 is so much fun. It's a really weird game, and the story is nonsense, but it's really fun. Final Fantasy X-2 is one of the most fun Final Fantasies to just play. It has a great battle system. The dress sphere system is really fun. It really, really is. Also, you can break the shit out of it, and I think it was intentional. I actually really, really, really like 10-2. I don't normally rate it along with the other Final Fantasies because it's kind of its own thing, but man, I really kind of love that game. Street Fighter what? It's not quite like that manic. You didn't actually play 10-2, right? Yeah, yeah. I think you're making some assumptions there that wouldn't really bear out. You didn't like 10 much at all? Yeah, I can okay, I can definitely see why people wouldn't like Final Fantasy X. I liked it. I think one thing about Final Fantasy games is it kind of depended on where I was in my life when I played them. Like for like Final Fantasy 1 was me discovering RPGs, like discovering that RPGs were a thing and just like getting super into that. And it was the same with Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6, just following the series that I had discovered that I really really loved. But yeah, the ones after that, it kind of depended on where I came to them. And 10 came to me at a time when I hadn't played a Final Fantasy in a long time. I actually played. Let me think about this. How did this go? Because I played 7 and 8 on PC. And then I didn't play any more Final Fantasy games for a while. For a couple years. Because I played 8 when I was in high school. And then I played 10 when I was in college. And I got it when I came out, and I was really excited about it. I skipped 9 at first. And when I got my PS2, I was able to get Final Fantasy X. And so I was really excited to be getting back to this series that I liked. And 10 had echoes of what I liked in 6. Because I found all the characters, except Kimari, really interesting. And I thought the world was really interesting, and I really enjoyed exploring it. Part of it was not recognizing the limitations that 10 had until like way 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 later into the game. And also part of it was I think just being dazzled at how good it looked for a PS2 game. As little of you never want to throw away your life becoming idle. Tactics is one of your favorite Final Fantasies ever. Is that count? Sure, why not? You can count whatever you want. You can count the old Game Boy ones if you want. I felt like 10 was trying really hard to do something, was never really sure what it wanted to do. I think I get what it was trying to do, but it does in a really muddled way. Random Final Fantasy question: why do you think as a reviewer Final Fantasy 1 was good enough to save the company? NES was a big console in the 80s. Final Fantasy 1 did something nobody else was really doing. Um wonder, because Dragon Quest came out first, right? Right? I mean, I can't check. I only have the American versions of them. But like Dragon Quest was huge. And I think Final Fantasy might have just hit at the right time. It might have just been in the right place at the right time to ride that wave and be the other Dragon Quest. And I think maybe in terms of structure, because Dragon Quest 1 is just your little guy wandering around a little tiny world searching for a princess, right? Whereas Final Fantasy was you had this whole customizable party, you had a bigger world, you had more stuff to go around and do. There was a sci-fi element to it. I think maybe that might have appealed more in the West. So while Dragon Quest got like fucking massive in Japan, I think Final Fantasy had the parts to pick up a big enough following in Japan and then become huge in the West. Personally. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that have researched this and could tell you specifically why it did so well. Final Fantasy needed more slime varieties. Yeah, scratching a slightly different niche than Dragon Warrior. After Final Fantasy X, you didn't play menu RPGs much after. Found action RPGs and sort of fell in love. I can understand that. When you say action RPGs, Fury Fighter, which ones are you talking about? Action RPGs are kind of a muddled term for me because I can never be quite sure if they're talking about stuff like I don't know, like Kingdom Hearts, or if they're talking about stuff like Diablo, like ARPGs. Dragon Quest came out first. You only had the one character. Yeah. Semi-related, honestly, I really enjoyed Legend of Dragoon way more than most of the Final Fantasy series. I never played that one. I never really knew much about it. Old school Dragon Quest games make you think of a certain part of Persona 4 Golden, disturbing as it is. Okay, Legend of Zelda is an action RPG. Okay. Drakengard. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I know the kind of games you're thinking of. It's such a spot in your young teen heart. I go really off and on with RPGs, honestly. Like when I was a kid, I was really big. Obviously, I was really big into JRPGs. And then when we got a real computer, like a 486, I got Fallout because I had PC Gamer and I read about Fallout and PC Gamer. And I was like, whoa, this sounds really cool. And I really like the graphics and everything. And I got Fallout, and man, that changed everything for me. Fallout, the original Fallout was huge for me. Because, JRPGs never really went that deep on either character development or dialogue. And seeing a game that did that really let you... Then I understood. That was when I really, truly understood the genre of role-playing game, where you establish a role for yourself. Like, you develop a character yourself. I mean, I'm not saying JRPGs aren't RPGs. They just tend to be very different kinds of RPGs. Like, JRPGs tend to give you a role to fill, whereas Western RPGs let you design your role. And I find myself in moods for either one, but yeah, like discovering Fallout was just such a huge formative moment for me. Oh god, it's a shame somebody actually mentioned Zelda. Chat's gonna be unsalvageable at this point. Don't know what genre is your favorite. You play every time a game. Suck at them all. I play everything except, well, I don't think there's any real exceptions. The only games that I don't often seek out are like sports games, like sports simulators. That doesn't say I don't like them. My roommate, when I was living in Japan, when we had an Xbox 360, got Madden one year, and I gave it a try, and I really liked it. Because it was the Madden where they introduced like RPG elements to your to your players, where they had like stats and you could do different training with them, and they'd gain like perks and stuff, and they'd have different matchups with other players. And I think that was a big reason I got into it. I got into like the management aspect of it. I really liked that. Your first actual RPG then is probably Morrowind. That's a good one. I loved Morrowind. Morrowind was another like, that was another one that just opened my eyes. Because at that point, I think Morrowind came out after Final Fantasy X. Yeah, it had to. It had to. Because I played Final Fantasy X my first year in college, if I remember correctly. And I played Morrowind like a year or two after that. My roommate in college had Morrowind. He was a big Elder Scrolls fan, and he showed me Morrowind, and I was like, this game is fucking incredible. I couldn't believe that a game could be so open and provide you so much freedom. That was the kind of thing that I had fantasized about for ages. You know, I wanted a game like Fallout, but like there was even more to it, where you could go out and like you'd have like your own home wherever. You know, like you could just go around and go about your business instead of following quests and stuff. Yeah, Morrowind was another revelation. Unfortunately, like, I got super into Morrowind, and then I got Oblivion. I didn't like Oblivion. So as soon as I got into the Elder Scrolls series, I got right back out of it. Your first game was Ace Combat 4, followed by Pokemon Emerald. Totally different genres. I like bouncing around genres. I really, really like bouncing around genres. That's why we do the whole variety thing, you know? It would probably be a lot easier to stream and grow an audience if I stuck to a specific genre, but honestly, I would just get bored after a while. I'm such a moody gamer. I can't, like, no matter what it was, I don't think I could stick with even a single genre for more than like a month or something. Well, yeah, I know that for a fact because I used to do like Spooktober and Platform February and Roguemas, and I would play horror games or platformers for an entire month. By the end of the month, I'm like, fuck it, I never want to play these games again. Give me literally anything else. So I know already that's exactly the kind of person I am. I saw I go past this Link's crossbow training count as an FPS. Technically yes, but I can't play it, so don't bother. Blitzball, yeah. Blitzball is neat because it's entirely strategic. It's a really interesting RPG approximation of a sports ball game. When you were a kid, teen, you barely played racing games. Need for Speed Underground through Most Wanted had you addicted. Oh, I was really into racing games. I guess it'd be more accurate to say I've always been low key into racing games. Because my dad was into racing games, and I would play some of his. And we had the original Need for Speed Hot Pursuit on PC, and we used to play that against each other, split screen. Funny enough, I was never really into Mario Kart, but I got really into Burnout. The Burnout series. I have some actually. Maybe my first racing game actually. Where are you? Oh, there you are. This might have actually been my first racing game. Go Rock and Roll Racing on the Super Nintendo. That's a really fun game. A really, really fun game. Because it's isometric racing plus not RPG, but like development. You can customize your vehicle and upgrade it and stuff. First RPG was a D&D game that ran on the Descent engine of all. What is that? Fantasy Baseball was the original Dungeons and Dragons nerd game. First RPG you played was Jeff Vogel stuff when your family got Motorola branded Mac. Your first, yeah. Genres aren't like real, man. Drow got destroyed by Kobold and quit. This is over here saying, still holding out hope that somehow Visceral Games will reform and give us an EA free Dead Space 4. Wouldn't that be nice? I watched my buddy Tino play through Dead Space 3. Man. Like you can see the ideas that made Dead Space great, and then all the executive decisions and focus grouping that just took that game apart. Want a classic boxing game like Knockout Kings back? I have Fight Night Round 3 for Xbox 360, I think. I think I got it from my dad, and we both ended up playing it a lot. It was really fun. Skyrim's almost too free and insists on letting you have all the options open at all times. Afraid to lock you out of things or force you to make choices. I feel like I should have played Skyrim at some point, but I totally missed the wave on that. First racing game was Wipeout. Actually, you know what? Maybe my first racing game was, what was it? RC Pro-Am? The arcade? No. Something off-road. It was the one where No, my first racing game was Pole Position on the Commodore 64. I totally forgot about that because I was terrible at it, and I didn't play it that often. But I wanted to be good at it. And then when I would go to the arcade, I would play something off... I know how to figure out what this is. There were 4 of these Nintendo Power Strategy guides that they put out way back in the day. And the last one of them was a 4-player extra special, where I guess they were trying to sell multi-taps. So they did a thing on all the different games you could play 4-player. Super Off-Road, that was it. Yeah, they did a special on all the games that you could play 4-player. Gauntlet 2. Nice. Nintendo World Cup. Swords and Serpents. Oh, check this shit out. I'd forgotten this was a game. Check out this old-ass dungeon crawler here. Complete with, like, dungeon maps and everything. Apparently you could play that 4 players, and I guess each player just controlled their character. Where are you? Yeah, this thing, Super Off-Road. I used to play this in the arcade. There was an arcade cabinet. So each course was just like one screen, right? It was isometric, and you had a steering wheel. And the arcade cabinet had 3 steering wheels kind of jutting out from it. It was supposed to be a 4-player game, but they could only fit 3 steering wheels in the cabinet. So the 4th player was always the CPU. And you had to steer relative to how your truck was. It was really hard to get used to, but it was really fun too. Oh god, what's going on? I lost chat. What's happening? It's clearly not F-Zero Super Mario Kart. Can I ever stick to a game long enough to finish them? I think you hop around too much. I like doing that sometimes, though. I went through a period before I was streaming where I made a rule for myself, because I had so many games and I actually wanted to get through them, that I would never play any game 2 nights in a row. Like, if I played a game one night, I'd play something different the next night. And then the night after that, I could go back to the first game. So I usually had a rotation of like 2 or 3 games I was working my way through. Replay Morrowind modded. It's been a long time since I last played Morrowind. I would totally play that again. Revolt for Thursday? We've already done Revolt, is the thing. I did a Revolt stream, and I think I squeezed about it with much enjoyment. Revolt's hard! I had totally forgotten how hard Revolt is. I couldn't handle it. Where'd all these people come from? What's going on, chat? Did we get a... Did we get a raid and I missed the notification or something? are you okay? What you guys up to? Okay, so for anybody who just happened into this stream, so I was supposed to be playing House of Da Vinci 2 tonight. But last week I stopped on like the penultimate room, so it took me like 30 minutes to beat it. So I couldn't do that. And it's one of those really like tactile first-person puzzly games where you get to move and tweak all this stuff. So I decided to play the room instead, but that game only lasts like an hour. So I finished that. And so I had like 45 minutes to kill in my normal stream schedule, and I didn't really want to start anything else. So I've just been talking about games and stuff. What's up, everybody? That's kind of weird, isn't it? So yeah. Where'd y'all come from anyway? That's super weird. Anyway. It's just me. Well, anyway. I do appreciate you folks coming out, hanging out for a bit. But yeah, I think we're good for tonight. What do you miss? All the gameplay. All the gameplay is done. I did all the gameplay. I finished 2 games. I got out my old cartridge collections and I was talking about stuff. We had a long talk about Final Fantasy. And then things got weird. Anyway, guys, so on these nights I normally stream from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Pacific Standard, and so that's it for me tonight. But yeah, I guess we should talk about the schedule then, shouldn't we? Another thing you said earlier. Well, it's nice to know you guys are all tuned in. I would hate to disappoint you otherwise. So, schedule. Tomorrow night, we're going to be playing more Grim Fandango. We started that on Monday. It's really hard, but I'm getting through it somehow. Thursday. I still don't know what I'm going to do on Thursday. I guess we'll talk about it in Discord. Friday, we'll be doing one more itch bundle night. Folks nominated a bunch of itch games from the big bundle back in the summer, and we've been playing through those, and we're almost done with that list. And then Saturday, we'll be starting Echo Night on PS1. How many bits for you to dance? Oh, we have our own big bit thing. If you tune in another night, we'll go through all those options. You will find out all about that. But tonight, I'm tired. I beat 2 games. I'm pretty happy with myself. I'm pretty happy with all of you. So yeah. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.